That's not true. All this footage is Australian, actually, man.
Oh, is it?
All of it. And all of it, not only is Australian, it's legal standard practice. This is where all of our stuff comes from. This or worse, right? So if we think this is disgusting, this is the industry standard, and it's all Australian. But it's interesting that you have that conception. We like to think that. We like to think that if this is something disgusting, it's happening in another country. We treat our animals well here in Australia, yeah? We're animal lovers in Australia, yeah? We're animal lovers in our minds and in some of our actions, right? Dogs and cats, we love them, right? We treat them nicely. But when it comes to cows, chickens, and pigs, we just kind of seem to push that out of our mind a little bit, yeah? See them as meat instead of animals, yeah? Do you think there's any meaningful difference between, for example, a pig and a dog that justifies treating one like absolute trash and treating another as, a loved family member? Turn a blind eye to it. I used to have that approach, man. Obviously not anymore, but... Well, the reason for that is because it's great for us, right? Turning a blind eye to it, we don't really suffer much stress. We don't have to think about it a lot. But in that equation, where it doesn't work out is for the victim, right? The individual being oppressed on the other end. If we said this about, if this was happening to dogs in our country, if this was happening to humans in our country, that humans were having their throats slit and we turned a blind eye to it, it might be okay for us, right? But, we're all happy, you don't have to think about it. But for the victim, it's betraying them almost, There comes a time when silence means we're taking the side of the oppressor, yeah? To not speak up on issues of injustice. And so, at the very least, would you guys agree that we should acknowledge what's going on? At least accept the truth?
Yeah, but we can accept the truth, but what if we don't like people with the change? There's nothing that we can really do.
There's plenty we can do, man. Actually, the reason this is happening is because of us, right? If we eat these animals.
The higher powers that do that, but...
See, the higher powers, what do they want? Money, yeah?
Of course.
And what are we giving them?
They got money. And it's not going to stop, though. But that's the problem. It's not going to stop, you know what I mean?
Not if we keep paying for it, man.
Everybody can change.
Yeah, well, that's what I imagine someone would have said once upon a time about slavery. I imagine that's what someone would have said once upon a time about women's rights, All of these things, yeah, they seem really big. A lot of people eat animals, right? I used to be a mad meat lover, right, once upon a time, but
After watching that and stuff like that,
things can change, man. I've got hope because, most people, almost everyone you would ask on the street, if you ask them if they would, treat an animal like this, if we had it here in front of us, them here in front of us, most people would say no, yeah? Yep. When we see this, your instinct reaction and my instinct reaction, our instinct reaction is gross, right? It's disgusting, it's sad, it's evil even, right? So, I don't have to come up to you guys and tell you that this is bad.
Yeah.
I just have to show you literally what is just going on in the standard industry practice. And so, to say that the place we're in now doesn't reflect the values of society doesn't necessarily mean that it's never going to change, right? There's plenty of times in history where we've been in situations of dire injustice and it's turned around. It's taken a long time, man, but what it takes is people to be honest with themselves. That's it. And say, does this, and paying for this to happen, line up with my morals of not wanting to harm them?
Thank you for that.
No worries, man. Have a good one. See you later.